Welcome to the Car Guy Show. Join award-winning magazine publisher Tim Miller and national champion race driver Kristin Treager as they look at Texas car life and Texas car culture. Join them as they meet car guys in their cars, in their garages, and at their clubs and events. Come along for a real kick in the asphalt.
Hey, welcome to the Car Guy Show. I'm your host, Tim Miller, and we got a great show for you today. We get to see a 1964 and a half original Mustang. We go to an autocross series. We check out a local event. But first up, we meet with Carroll Shelby's grandson, Aaron Shelby, at the 5th annual Shelby Car Show. So come with me. Let's check it out. We're in Plano, Texas, at the Legacy Texas Bank's 5th annual Shelby Car Show, and we're standing here with Aaron Shelby, Carroll Shelby's grandson. Tell us more about the show.
Sure thing. We started this 5 years ago in conjunction with the Shelby Cobra Association of Texas. It was a one-time deal and it went real well, and it's grown every year since then. We decided to keep coming back. We've got a great parking lot and a great area for the show here. Lays out nicely for showing the cars and bringing visitors in, and located in Plano. It's a nice central location for everybody from around the state. And
I see you have some special cars here as well?
So we were fortunate this year to get a few special cars in. Right here we've got a 2015 Mustang. This is the first time it's been in Texas. They go into production later this year. This particular one is a Kona Blue with, it's a 50th anniversary edition. Ford's gonna make 1,964 of these in Kona Blue and Wimbledon White. And then over here we've got, this is the Carroll Shelby tribute car, and this was something that Ford put together after Carroll passed away in 2012. Edsel Ford and Carroll were very close, so Edsel commissioned this after Carroll passed away. It was debuted at the Monterey Historics in August of 2012. Actually, Henry Ford III and I drove this as the pace car for the Cobra race around Laguna Seca.
Oh, great.
It was fantastic. Okay. So that's a couple of real neat ones that we've got here, kind of off-site that you can't see right now, but we also have the winningest GT350R race car from the 60s, and it just recently traded hands for about $1 million at auction in March. So I don't know the total number of races. It had a streak of 18 wins in a row.
So if you could take either car that's right here, which one would you drive?
Wow, well, I gotta say, sentimentally, I gotta go with this one. It's just fantastic. And it was, since it's the Carroll tribute car, that'd be the deal. But I am really impressed with the 2015 Mustang and what they've done with it. The cues that they've got on here that reference back to the older Mustangs is just, it's amazing. So if you look here, you've got the, they did a special engineering on this louvered glass. It looks like the louvers from 1965. Yes. Oh, nice. That will only show up on the anniversary car. The wheels are anniversary specific, plus the seats are special to this as well. It's got a little extra horsepower and whatnot, so it's going to be a hot item to have. They're getting pre-orders for it right now.
Well, Aaron, thanks for spending some time with us and sharing these cars and having this wonderful event every year. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're happy to do it. We've been great hosting it. We've got great volunteers at the bank that help put it on, and like I said, the Scat Club really is a great partner for us as well. So okay. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're with Jim Atterbury from Granbury, Texas, and he brought up with us today a Terlingua Cobra, which is very unique in itself, and I know there's some interesting things you can tell us about this car.
Yes, that's true. There's only 10 of them that were authorized by Carroll Shelby and Bill Neal, and 9 of them have been built. This one is number 7 of 10. And the interesting story behind how I came to acquire this, we have an annual event in the fall out in Terlingua that we go to the first weekend of October. And we were headed out there, and as we're going down the road, we spot a Terlingua Mustang in front of us, headed our direction. And we caught up with it, and it's Bill Neal and Nelda, his wife, going to the event. So we talked to him on the cell phone and said, let's have lunch at a Cracker Barrel. We stopped and had lunch, and then we're talking, telling stories as only Bill Neal can do. And the subject came up about the Terlingua Cobra. And he says, yeah, he said, we built 6 of them and there's 4 of them that have yet to be built. And we said, yeah? How do we go about that? That's the start of how numbers 6, 7, 8 were built for 3 of us that were at the table with Bill Neal. This was in 2009. So the story starts around Terlingua, and it continued with attending the Terlingua car event that we have, and ending up with a number 7 of 10 Terlingua Cobra, having fun.
That's great, great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, I love Cobras, and to have a Terlingua Cobra, how cool is that, Jim? That is the best. That's an awesome car. But we have another awesome car when we come back. It's a Daytona Coupe, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Let's take a look at that Daytona Coupe I was telling you about earlier. It is an awesome car, and Larry Rayburn gives us the grand tour. All right, we're with Larry Rayburn, and he has a Daytona Coupe here that is the exact replica of my first Hot Wheels car, I believe, that I just loved. I wish I could find that car now. One of my favorites. So I just love the look of this car. Tell us some more about it.
Well, I too found the car beautiful lines. The first time I saw one of these was in a movie, actually. Well, I found this car in 2006. A NASA engineer built it, and he was wanting to sell it, and I said I'd like to buy it. So I walked away with it on a sweet deal, and later on I got into vintage racing, and I used this car to get my Vintage Motor Council license racing it up in Hastings, Nebraska. But since then, I've had it in tracking events, had it at shows, been on trips with it, and it's just a blast to drive.
It's a big attention getter, isn't it?
Oh, it's one of the look-at-me cars, yeah, big time.
Well, can we take a look at the enhanced 302?
You bet. What I had done initially, they had a GT40 head on the thing, and I had them take that off and put an Edelbrock head on it with the Performer 2 intake. And we rechipped the car, put in new fuel injectors, and got the horsepower on the dyno from 223 up to about 320. So it really enhanced it. Peter Brock is the fellow that designed this. And he designed it to beat Ferrari in Europe on the longer tracks over there. And I met Peter at a show out in Thule, Utah, at the Miller Motorsports Ranch. And I was telling him, I says, they're really hot. And he says it was so hot, he passed out in the car coming into the pits. So it's they're hot looking, they're hot driving, and they're hot to sit in. Drive down the road and you have to be careful because people are looking at you and they almost run into you because their eyes not on where they're going. Yeah.
Or they're snapping pictures. Want to close this up?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing your Daytona Coupe with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, we have in front of us here a barn find by Amos Minter, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
She's a 1968 Shelby GT 500. The Marty report says that she is the only black-on-black GT 500 Shelby sold in Texas in 1968. She has original paint, she has original interior, she has an original 66,000 miles. We have just restored her mechanically, but very carefully not to disturb any of the original paint. I've owned the car for a long time, and I've had her set back in my great-grandfather's barn for some time. She's definitely a piece of Shelby history. She's an unrestored, untouched car. They're only original once, and she is certainly all original. She has the correct matching number engine. She has a matching number transmission, and she's a totally authentic car. She is that one original and the only black one sold in Texas.
Now, where did you find this exactly?
The fellow who owned the car used to work for me and used to for a while, and he always talked about the Shelby. We never got to see it. He finally took me down to a Mennonite community way out in the middle of nowhere, and there was the car in the barn. And I fell in love at first sight and bought her on the spot and brought her home, and she hadn't been washed since 1971.
So what are your plans for the car in the next few years?
I may clean out her windows just a little bit, but I don't plan on. She's worth way too much the way she is, because there are no more of these. There's all you want to find of those, but notice there's no one paying attention to that. She's real. She's the way she came.
So where do you keep her in your shop?
She lives at my home, and she lives under a loosely fitted car cover. And if I know I'm not going to drive her for a little while, she'll go up in the air where her tires will dangle.
Well, thank you very much, Amos. I appreciate it, and love the car. Thank you for bringing it out.
Well, thank you. See y'all.
When we come back, we compare two Mustangs, a 1964 and a half original Mustang convertible and a brand new 2014 convertible Mustang. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. A friend of the show, Ray Coleman, invited us over to check out his 1964 and a half original Mustang convertible. So Luke, Kristin, and I headed over to Lake Lewisville, and we brought with us a 2014 Mustang to compare it with.
How you doing, guys? Luke here with the Legends segment, and we are driving a 1964 and a half Mustang. This thing has a 289, 4-speed, black with red interior, and this is what started it all. We're here with Ray Coleman and his friend Jerry. They built this thing, so let's talk to him about it. Hey Ray.
How you doing, man?
Jerry.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So tell us about this car. What's special about it? What's the significance of 64 and a half, and what makes this one cool?
The unique thing on this car is it was built March 31st, 1964. They didn't go on sale till April 17th.
Okay.
So that makes it a pre-production car.
Coming April 17th, the unexpected, the new Ford Mustang, brilliant new kind of car.
We were talking a bit earlier, you know, about there's 64, 65, 66, or the early model years of the Mustang, but what makes 64 and a half significant?
Let me show you the motor up there.
All right,
that's where a lot of differences are.
So how many ponies does this have? No pun intended.
I think it's around 210, 215.
210. Now, this is a 289, right?
4-barrel.
4-barrel.
It's what they call a D-code.
Okay. So, but this did come with an inline 6, right? As the base, like the base slow motor, okay. And then they also made, was it the next year in 66 they came out with the 65, sorry, they came out with the
Well, they
the
came
big
out
motor,
what they
right?
called an A code,
okay,
which was 225 horse. They also had the Hypo, which was 271 horse.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Hypo was a solid lifter car. It was completely different, the engine on it, and they would perform. Mm-hmm. It's the same engine they put in the Shelbys, they just tricked them out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Different. The horns on this thing are huge.
Really?
They look like they came off a Model T or something.
No way.
You know, big old horns.
Yeah, the horns are mounted on the frame in 64 and a half, and 65 they moved them up here in front of the radiator.
Okay.
Okay. I like to just cruise down the road and try and look good. Mm-hmm. The car helps a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, nice 64, but check out this pony package.
Yeah, nice 2014.
Hey, this is 50 years of in the making, boys.
50 years. It's been 50 years. Wow.
That's right, with the upgraded pony package, you get some extra additional features to make it look a little bit more sporty, but I really wish they had given me one with the performance package. I could use some extra sway bars.
Yep, you need that V8.
Oh yeah, definitely. This only has 305 horsepower, but you know, it does pretty good with the 305. V6, not too shabby.
Very cool. And you got the convertible, so you can get the wind in your hair.
Oh, that's right, wind
Yeah.
in my hair.
Yeah.
Now, through the years, they have kept the side insert over here, the body line and all, like they did in '64. And that's something they've kept through the years to try to maintain the original look.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's check it out. The power plant's massively different between these eras of cars.
Wow. Boy, that is some difference, isn't it?
V6, 4.7 liter, 305 horsepower.
This is a V6?
That's correct.
You can't work on it like you can with '64.
And how many horses?
305.
305. I'm getting 210, 215 out of a V8. They're getting 305 out of a V6.
Yeah.
With
The
30
times they are
MPG.
changing.
30 MPG.
30 MPG on the highway.
I get 14. Quite a difference.
Yeah, well, as we can see, we have 50 years of heritage, 50 years of technology. Why don't we race you to the Sonic?
You got a deal.
Yeah, all right, we're going. We're
Last
hopping in this
there,
one.
guys.
When we come back, we go for a ride in a dragster, we go to an autocross series, and we check out the Baptist Heights car show. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Yeah. Next up, we have Lincoln Tech's Pit Pass, where Troy Bryant shows off the school's dragster in the back parking lot. How cool is that?
My name's Troy Bryant. I'm an instructor here at Lincoln College of Technology. I've been with school 30 years. This dragster, it's got a big block Chevy in it, Power Glide, close to 700 horsepower, runs in the 4s and 8 mile. A lot of fun to drive. Our students actually took this car apart and put it all back together, made it a little more modern. My hands are still shaking. We just got out of the car. We teach all aspects of automotive and diesel technology. We also have collision repair, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and a welding program, professional welding program. Come to Lincoln Tech and we'll have a little fun.
Now we head over to the North Texas Autocross Series.
Hi, I'm Jared Jan. We're out here at the North Texas Autocross Series. We're having an autocross today. Autocrossing is precision driving through a cone course. So you take a parking lot like we have here, set up a bunch of cones, drive through them as quick as you can. If you hit a cone, you get a 2-second penalty. If you go off the course, the run doesn't count. And with our club, you get about 8 runs, and your best one is what counts. Several classes based on engine size and what kind of tires you have. Those are the only differences in our classes. So we have the small engines, medium engines, and large engines. Then we have people on street tires and race tires. Is a precision driving event, so the time can be very close. We have people that win or lose an event based on thousandths of a second.
The 7th Annual Baptist Heights Show did not disappoint. They had a great turnout of cars and they had great weather. 2 important elements for a great car show.
Here we're at the 7th Annual Heights Car Show on a wonderful day, wonderful weather, probably 400 cars. This is the 7th year for the show. We've grown every year. The first year we had about 100 cars, and this year we have about 400 cars. We have everything from exotics to muscle cars to classics and even some motorcycles.
This is a 1965 Pontiac 2+2, which was a special model on the convertibles. It was an extra cost option, but it came with some different suspension pieces. Comes with a different rear end, a lot of good stuff on it. It has the largest engine with the most horsepower. It's 421 with 376 horsepower. Nice running car. This one's an automatic. You could get them in a 4-speed. These are kind of rare. I don't know how many of them they made, but you don't see them very often anymore. Bought this one a year and a half ago at an auction, and like everything else I bought at an auction, I had to do a lot of work on it to get it where it is today. But it's been worth it. Fun car. The wheels that are on it, the center of the wheels are actually the brake drums. These are called 8-lug wheels. And the wheels actually have 8 lugs on them all the way around the wheel. And these were nice high-performance cars in 1965. This interior color is called parchment, and obviously it has the bucket seat option. It has factory air conditioning, which is unusual in 1965 for an older convertible. I plan to take it to shows, drive it for my own pleasure, and just keep it probably longer than my wife wants me to, like the rest of them that I have.
Yeah. That's it for this week's show. Thanks for joining us. Next week, we test drive the new Dodge Challenger with a shaker hood. Remember to like us on Facebook and to go to our website at www.thecarguyshow.com to see past episodes and upcoming events. Well, that's it. Join us next time for a kick in the asphalt.
You missed the spot. He needs all the help he can get.
Go on, get. Hey, look at all that grade. You could have a field day with them. A real field day.
Well, you know what they say, if the bar needs painted, paint it. The bar needs paint.
That is a blank canvas for you there.